Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
This is my final MAFS-related interview.
What sort of villain gets that?
It's Australia's reaction.
It's an
This
exclusive.
is an exclusive. That's hitting the cutting room floor, bro.
Caused a lot of drama and it never got aired.
It just went nuts.
Hey, my sweet, sweet girl, what's going on?
We have just had the Easter long weekend.
It was beautiful.
I went to my first Easter show.
Wow, me too.
Was that your first?
Yeah, that was my first as well.
Stop.
I kind of got inspiration from you. I was like,
Did you?
Babe, must be nice.
Oh.
Honestly, I can't lie. You guys look like you had a lot of fun.
I know, you guys did too.
You did.
It's so weird that we've both got like partners now.
I know, man. It actually feels sort of weird because it happened at the same time.
At the same time.
Experiencing the same kind of transition in our life. I'm like, oh, this is fishy.
Yeah, it's so weird that we mirror each other.
Did you go on all the rides?
Oh my God. So my first stop was to the Dagwood dog section.
Oh my God.
And that thing was $15. Since
Lord.
when did
Yeah.
they go up that much?
I paid $8. God damn, I don't know where you got
what?
yours from. Yeah, I paid $8.
Well, mine was big. And she like deep throat that thing into the sauce. That the sauce was almost touching the stick. I was like, man, I thought they just normally dip the head, like just the knob.
She said she deep throated that thing into
She
the
did.
sauce.
She's like, would you like some sauce? I'm like, sure. Thinking she's going to
I
do
can-
like a dollop. And she was like,
Would you like some sauce with your Dagwood? I had one too, and I was like, man, this shit is so nasty, man. I was like, and then my girl asked me, she was like, oh my God, is it nice? I was like, yeah, girl, it's so nice. Try. She had some, and she was like, what the fuck? I did not like
maybe
that.
that's why yours was shit. My $15, I
Yeah.
have to admit,
Oh,
mine
was
was
it good?
good.
Fuck,
It was
man.
worth it. And then I have a thing with heights, as
Mm-hmm.
I said last episode. If
Uh-huh.
we ever have any challenges that requires height, I cannot. And my partner's like, come on, we've come all this way. You have to go on at least one ride.
That's what's up. Wow.
He took me straight to the Warrior.
Oh my God, did you guys get on?
No, I was shitting myself.
The Warrior
That's
was too
one
much.
that I don't even know how to explain it.
It's like a picture, you're drawing a circle, and it's just got a straight line that travels with that, I guess.
Like a propeller.
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
windmill
Like it's like a windmill.
with
Exactly
two
right.
points and two cages at the end. And it spins upside down, but it also spins around as it's spinning
Absolutely.
upside down.
Very fast too. That shit was some bullshit. I actually wanted to go on that. You know what I'm saying? But the crazy thing is, it's not even a fucking cage, man. You ain't even a cage. You're just harnessed.
dangling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we actually tried to go onto that one, but like the line was way too
The
long.
lineups, God.
And my girl flies for a living, so heights for her, piece of cake.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? We're one of the first one, and we're at the kids' carnival.
Yeah.
And apparently, when I got off, the guy was like, man, you were screaming more than your girl. I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to do this shit again. So I didn't know that there was another side. I didn't even see the Warrior at that time. And then we went,
Okay.
right? And then we saw that there was another more, adult
section.
section.
Yes.
Ah, man, that was
Yeah.
some bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like
Rookie mistake.
But
We
honestly,
went on
though,
one called the Joker, and that was enough for me.
Yeah, that was
but
fun
they've
too.
got like a normal line, which is huge, and then they've got a priority line
Mm-hmm.
where you have to pay essentially double or triple to skip the line.
skip the line.
Which is what we did.
Uh-huh.
So we went on one ride for the whole day, which was
Wow.
the Joker, and guess how much we spent?
How much?
$60
Oh my God.
on one ride.
My Lord.
Anyway, it's a rip-off, but
Mm-hmm.
it was fun.
But it was fun. I think it kind of like takes away like from like the enjoyment of let's wait, let's anticipate.
Yeah.
But honestly though, if I had the cash, I'll just be doing priority the whole time so I can save my time, go home, and let's watch a movie.
But far out, it's expensive. I can see why parents are like, nah, not this year.
I know what you mean,
You
man.
know?
Let's make it a priority. Next year, we need to go. If we've got any sponsors that are here that want to take us to the Easter show,
Yes.
let's get this shit cranking.
For real. I mean,
Listen.
they took Harrison Boone last year. Where was our invite?
I know,
mean,
right? Hey, maybe next year, 2025, we manifest.
Yes.
Listen, man, we're recording on Gadigal Land, man, and we just went through the final vows of Married at First Sight.
I know.
And I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of stuff to
We
unpack.
have so much to talk about.
Absolutely, man. Let's get into it. So it is final vows week.
Indeed.
I don't know how you're feeling, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what I feel like when I'm been looking at Love Island, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what they're going through. I know what they're feeling, recoupling ceremonies, all these things.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now, seeing these guys go through what you went through during final vows?
I know, it's crazy. Well, obviously going through it, I know all the ins and outs.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for me personally, it took me ages to write my final vows.
Uh-huh.
So what you see, those cards that they're holding, That's like nothing compared to like what we
What you
actually
write.
write.
Okay.
So I reckon mine was like, I can bring it up now. It's probably like 2 pages.
My God.
And the producers keep pushing you like, we want more, we want more, we want more. They want every single regurgitated emotion and journey about your relationship onto these cards.
So when you write this, thesis.
Yeah, it is.
So when
It's
you write this
extensive.
thesis,
Yeah.
do they then summarize it and then put it in cards for you?
They basically narrow it down and then put them onto cards, but
Wow.
it's still long. It's still
Wow,
everything
okay.
that you wanted to get out there, but they obviously show specific scenes and
Right.
words
So
of
what
what
we
they
see
want.
is just a snippet of what you've written.
Yeah, we're
a whole-
standing there for ages reading you literally a thesis.
Oh
We're
my
giving you a
God.
lecture.
How long is that scene?
It's long. It's long.
That's crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
So when you're reading the final vows or, whatever that you've written, how many takes like do you do? Because I know like they want to get the best reaction, right?
Yeah.
How many
so
takes do you-
Quite a few times.
God damn.
Like, I remember at this point of the tail end of the experiment for Cody and I, he was so beyond done with filming.
Uh-huh.
It was really difficult to get him to reread his
Yeah.
because he was just done.
He just didn't
He
want to
was fucking over it.
My
It
God.
was hard to get him to like participate normally. But yeah, we had to read them out several times.
Yeah.
Took us ages to write them. I think from the final vows to the reunion, there's like 4 weeks, I believe, until you start filming again. And they
my
tell you, even though after you've confessed your love to each other, let's just say like Cody and I said, yes,
Yeah.
we want to continue this. They want you to not even have contact with each other for that amount of time, just in case if anything happens.
between.
They want to capture it, but obviously they can't be there. They need to go on a break.
Absolutely. That's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
You can't have contact afterwards, dude?
Oh, they just don't want anything major to happen that they miss, really.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
let's just leave it for the cameras.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, look, man, with that being said, I can't wait to get into it, man. Let's talk about our first couple, Jack and Tori's vows. What the hell was that?
I mean, they were hyping it up in the ads that, I don't know, they made it seem like Jack was going to dump Tori.
Yeah.
But typical MAFS style, it was the complete opposite.
And I knew it too, man. I even told my girl, she's like, no, I'm going to put a good 20 budge on that she is going to be surprised with what he is going to say. He's not going to be with her anymore. Fuck, Tori has been played this whole time. I was like, babe, it's just a stunt. Like, they're going to be together. Like, they do this all the time.
Yeah.
Tori is in for the biggest surprise. What the fuck did they say? They said some shit like that. And I was like, ain't no surprise.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I think, like, leading into it, right? Like, I kind of had an idea that Jack was going to kind of play this, thing of, I didn't see myself, like, I guess falling in love. What did he say? Like, his speech was
So
very
he
interesting.
goes, where our loyalties and personalities bonded, having each other's back and picking each other up where we needed to be. We're teammates. We're not lovers. We're not in love. Moving forwards with you is a massive risk, and it's a risk that I'm 100% ready to take. And I was like, oh,
It's right there.
what?
That last bit right there, and left that shit. They just said,
Yeah, there was a huge pause between that
big
last
pause.
bit.
We're like teammates, not lovers. We're not in love. Stopped it there. Ad break.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, how can I expect someone that I'm not in love with to pack up their lives and move over for me? Rah, rah, rah. And it just seemed like it was a never-ending breakup.
Wow.
And
it
then
seemed
all
like
of
it
a
was
sudden he was
never-ending
like,
breakup.
but I'm
Wow.
falling. I don't know if he said I'm falling or I'm about to fall in love with you
or
or
I could
something.
fall in love
or
with
I
you.
could, yeah.
Yeah.
Something along the lines of that.
And now there was Tori's. Because it was just a 180. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
And Tori goes, you are my equal. You are my soulmate. And I don't say this lightly, but it's safe to say that I am falling in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
That to me was a speech and a half. Because to me, I was just like, she's been fully invested in this.
Yeah.
We have a saying back home, actually. It was actually so funny because I was talking to my mate. His name's Derek, right? A little while ago. And it said something so interesting about how there is a special ability that every woman possesses to be able to heal a man, And if you don't feel that, you're not at peace.
Yep.
It's already busy outside of the world, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
When
yeah.
you go home, it's peaceful. She has the ability to heal you. If
Of
she
course.
doesn't do that for you,
Yeah.
I don't think you're the right person.
That's so
and Tori was
true.
that for Jack. So I think where she's probably at or where she was at seeing the whole journey and how it unfolded, where she was like, I want to be his piece,
Yeah.
and we can work together towards this through thick or thin. You know what I'm saying? So I think now when I saw how she went over and saw her mom was like, hey, look, listen, he's only given up half the bed for you. You're giving up everything.
Everything. Yes.
That was crazy to me. That was a bar.
that was deep.
Deeper than a motherfucker.
I know.
I
feel like Tori's a smart woman. I feel like she knows exactly what she's doing, whether it's for clout, for a relationship, or for love. I don't know. Only Tori knows. Do you know what I mean? But I believe she knows exactly what she's doing.
I think so too. You know what though? I think after all, we all have our ideas of how somebody is, behind closed doors, etc. But I think we can only judge him from what we've seen. And which is what we always talk about when it comes to having people on back to reality, right? And I think it's just very important for us to be able to have this perspective of everyone's journey is always different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think for us, because we've just been exposed to a lot of toxic relationships and we've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
And it seems to all have a common end.
Yep.
So I think that's probably why, Lauren and what's her name again? And the friend.
Oh, Sarah?
Yeah, and Sarah.
Yeah.
Why they, were just trying to be a little bit more protective because they've probably seen that before and they've seen guys like this.
Yeah.
Tori goes home, she sees her mom, Jack goes and he sees his client. What the fuck is that?
I know. Yeah.
So anyway, we see what we see and, I'm just hoping that, they make it through. It seemed like they
hopefully,
did,
and, not saying that they're not doing it for the right reasons, but hopefully it is for the right reasons. But yeah, there's always rumours circulating that people stay together for the wrong reasons and they're only staying together to launch their OnlyFans.
Is that what some people are saying?
About them, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
So, yeah, we'll see.
What's crazy is
But then they could be the next Melissa and Bryce. Who knows?
Okay, yeah. Well, hey, man,
they could shock us.
That's true. Once again, like as we said before, like people's journeys are completely different. And I think we should never really have that, notion of, just because it hasn't worked for us, it doesn't work for other people.
Exactly.
So yeah, first of all props to them and for going onto a show. Like that's big.
And I stuck it out. They really did stick through a lot.
They really
together.
did. Hey, man. And I think for me, it was just the constant seeing Jack's hand on Tori every time that, she was starting to say something about him on the confession ceremony.
Yeah.
Sorry, on the commitment ceremony. Like, that was something that I was just like, that's weird.
Just the way that he looks at her every single time, like... Every single time Tori sticks up for Jack, it's like he gets off on it.
Yeah, man.
You see that in his face.
He gets hard
his
on that
body language. Yeah, he's getting hard underneath that couch. I'm like, my brother.
He loves that shit, man. And I know we gotta talk about the other guys, but I can't get over this scene where John goes, one of the experts, he goes, Tori, are you being for real? And Jack just laughs and just looks at Tori like,
I know, that real smug.
I was like, yeah, man. It's like that cartoon character, like the Joker, I'm getting stronger. So to me, that was very, very interesting.
But you know what I find so funny? So there was a final vow scene at the start when they're getting ready, they're waking up, and in filming, we call it pensive. So a pensive shot is when you're looking out into the wilderness.
Oh, my God.
And the camera pans in, and then they have your voiceover, and they'll be like, so I woke up this morning.
Oh,
and,
yes.
It's final vows. So they have the voiceover playing in the background, and they had a silhouette of Tori and Jack. And Jack had his hair down on the balcony with his coffee. And I was like, who's this chick? I'm like, where did Jack go?
That's literally what Chato said, my girl.
That was the first time we've ever seen Jack with his head down.
You know what that was giving? That was giving, I want to kill my mom. I want to kill my girlfriend. Prime time Jack, man.
I was so taken back because his trousers, his trackies were so tight. and he's got a cute little bum. So when he had his hair down, we only saw the back of him. I thought he was a girl. I was like, hang on, did someone swap partners? Did Tori end up going for one of the other girls?
Someone said he's giving. Someone said he's giving Mufasa.
Oh my God, for real? Yes.
Oh man. Anyway, man, that's yeah. That's it for Jack and Tori, man. I'm just hoping that
for
they
real.
work out. They have been amazing.
I know.
Like they kind of made the show.
Yeah. I've given Jack so much shit about his moustache because it kind of sits really weird. But I also want to know what hair products he uses.
Interesting, huh? Yeah.
Like
So
seeing
this
his hair
luscious, yeah.
down and all fluffy and undone, and then seeing it always up. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, he's got some real good products.
I know.
Hair's got no flyaways, nothing.
It doesn't look like it. Wait, what are flyaways again?
Like little fluffy bits that
Oh,
pop out.
yes, okay.
You know,
Maybe
his,
just-
his fucking hair bun, his man bun is always
Proper slick.
slick
Proper
and
slick.
proper.
I want to know what he's using, man.
Yeah, I want to know.
Come on now. Talking about long and luscious hair, probably got to share some of that product with Jaden.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
No, he's got a mane.
He really does.
He's got a mane, man. Their final vows, him and Eden, was very cute. It was very, very nice to see.
The scenery and the environment and the set that they had was giving Mitch and Ella's wedding day.
Wow, come on.
It was inside. There was flowers all around them. They were very emotional. It was very heartfelt. And then Jaden comes in with this beautiful box, and it was a tennis bracelet.
Wow.
And it was like a branded box. And they really zoomed in on it. And it was like, wow.
That's big. Come on now.
Yeah, it was big. It was super romantic.
Uh-huh.
But it made me wonder, is that a promo thing? Like, did production pay for that? And that's why they had the logo and the branding on it. Because when Jack gifted Tori the bracelet, it was in a normal just gift box with no name, no branding. So to me, it was giving if you really think about it, Jack actually spent his own money to buy Tori a bracelet.
Wow.
And everyone was giving him shit about it, going, oh, he bought it from Temu.
Yeah, oh my God.
Well, at least he spent his money.
At least he spent something. Absolutely. Even if it's worth $2, it's his cash.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
and
right.
it's a thought that counts.
Most definitely.
Versus someone, getting production to get the present.
Yeah.
And then allegedly I heard that Jaden was like, oi, we should split. We should sell the bracelet after the show and split the cash.
My thing with that was if somebody was to come to me and say, hey, man, look, we want to, spend a bit of cash on y'all. We see you love your girl. We're going to send you a, Rolex, day date for your girl.
Yeah.
I say, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Cool, let's go. I would absolutely love this for her. She would appreciate this. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get in this color, blah, blah. And I guess to me, I was just coming from, even though I'm not spending my money, I'm still thinking about it.
Yes.
That's a gift. But that bit is where I kind of got fucked up, where you were let's split it. Because it's, these things are all parts of memories and,
yeah, it's sentimental.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Exactly.
And these moments in time is just really what we own. You know what I mean? It's
True.
the only thing that we do have, in life.
Yeah.
And if you kind of take away that, you take away the sentiment and you really take away that time and moment. So,
Exactly.
I don't know if that really happened. Yeah, it's kind of a weird move, hey.
I think it's weird.
It's kind of
it
a
says
weird
a
move.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on another note, it seems like they're having a good time, man, because he just had a fight. I think he won a fight not too long ago.
Really?
And yeah, I think about half the cast were there. The fighters were too, eating him in the ring.
real?
He's got the belt with the abs showing it.
Yeah,
sharing a
yeah.
little kiss. It looked nice, man. They look really cute together.
They really do.
Mm-hmm.
I've just heard so many rumors that they've broken up at least 4 times
Really.
since the show ended.
Mm-hmm.
They're on again, off again. It kind of seems like Eden's more into Jaden.
Okay. Then Jaden is to Eden.
Yes.
Okay.
And apparently, obviously Mitch, his brother, has been on the show before. He's been grooming him this whole time.
That's not good. I don't like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, ever since the show wrapped up, apparently Jaden's been very cold, hot and cold, more so
Okay.
cold towards Eden.
And he's a little bit younger too than Eden, right? I've always been very. I don't like that saying of you're too young to be able to I guess to settle down, whatever it is. I think life ain't got no age and no boundaries. You know
So
what I'm saying?
true.
When you experience it and when it comes, it's not in your control.
It's so true.
But I feel like what you can do is just to take accountability of where you are in life and what you want. And for whatever it is that they're going through, I kind of feel like, in Jaden's case, from what we saw anyway, like on the show, like maybe like the emotional maturity bit is a little bit difficult for him a little bit, emotion regulation might be a little bit hard for him.
Yeah.
And my girl said something that was so interesting because she said that he listens to respond, he doesn't listen to understand. And that's when she started just, like cutting him off, like, yep.
Shutting him.
Yep.
Yeah, shutting
and
down.
And then I picked that up, you know why? Because it was kind of the same between me and my girl. And she was like, you used to do the same thing. But my thing is, I was like, I'm not trying to be all self-righteous, but like, as soon as she said that was a problem with me, I had to quickly adapt because I loved her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And I want to be able to make sure that, wherever I lack, I make up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I lack an ability, I got to make up and leverage.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I think, like for him, maybe it's just not at that point. Where he loves it at that
My
point.
partner and I went through the same thing as well
Really?
at the start. Yeah.
Wow.
He just got really like defensive, and you're still trying to figure each other out
Absolutely.
as well. So it's still early stages, especially for Eden and Jaden. So I really hope they can, fix it and sort it out.
Absolutely.
Because she's just started a TikTok account.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she's obviously reposting stuff that she filmed while she was on the show with Jaden, and they looked so cute.
They look good together, huh?
They really do.
And the dog too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, man. They got a little family. It's nice.
Yeah.
Do they have their Instagrams back now?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah. So soon. It's usually like the week that the UK wraps up.
And when is that?
It's always like a week or two after.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Okay. Well, I mean, like, we would absolutely love to have all these guys on because, we got questions. They
Well,
got answers.
usually when we get given our Instagrams back, that's when shit hits the wall.
Yeah.
Like all the drama comes out. Everyone wants to tell their side of their story.
Come on, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Man.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Lauren and Jono.
I know. What an icy
What?
final vow moment.
What's that, bar?
Lauren looked stunning as always. Them titties, I could just rest my head in them and
She said, I just want to ball. That's some crazy shit. Man, that was a cold start to it, man. She comes up.
right? She's like, hey. Oh,
Are you ready for this?
he didn't even respond.
Yeah.
He didn't even say hello.
Yeah. She's like, well, a hey would have been a nicer start.
Yeah.
I was like, Jono, my brother. Like, and even before that, what were you calling that scene?
Oh, pensive.
Pensive.
Yeah. Pensive shots.
Pensive shots that they were doing. Pensive. I like that. It was very interesting to hear Jono's side because he played a very interesting character that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't even say it was Jono. I think that was a character. Like, it was weird because, I think he's just been pushed to that edge, and I think he's also pushed himself there.
Yeah.
Because now I think what's kind of happening is, I think he just kind of saw himself finally accepting that Lauren is not his girl.
person.
Yeah. That Lauren is not his person. And, it was like spending time away from Lauren, has kind of has made me realize how happy I am away from her. Like, fuck, man.
I know. Some deep shit, hey.
Where was this before you got caught out with the text messages?
It makes me wonder if he hadn't been called out with the text messages, if his relationship, because it's obvious now that he ends up with Elle.
Yeah.
We've seen in the promos for the reunion that he walks in with Elle. They're now in a relationship. It's all over the media. I wonder if that whole scandal was what fast-tracked his feelings towards Elle.
Wow.
I
think so. I think we all need like a sign sometimes, like that's like, that allows us to make a clearer decision. You know what I mean? I think we've all had, if you've been like in a situation where someone's been telling you something about a person that you've always felt so iffy about, and then they finally wrong you in the way that you're being warned about by all these other people, but you haven't seen up until that moment, and then you're like, aha.
all the
Fuck him.
time.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that was that moment when he was like, you know what? We're two different characters, and I think opposites do attract, but in their case, it wasn't going to fucking work.
Yeah.
Like, and I think maybe that was just kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for Jono, really.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way that he ended it. He should have ended it with a bit of accountability, to be honest.
Maybe he did and they didn't show it. Who knows?
You reckon?
I feel like he was quite consistent throughout the whole experiment. And he did say early on when Lauren was like, you're boring, you know, there's nothing to you. And he's like, but I've worked a lot on myself to get to where I am today. Because he used to be really fiery and really, I don't know, opinionated. I don't know how he worded it.
Yeah.
But he worked his way up to where he is now and he's calm, he's chill.
That's true.
It takes a lot to get to that stage if you used to be that way inclined. Do you know what I mean?
You're right. I think like the accountability I'm talking about is him actually accepting that, look, it was wrong what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't have been messaging Ellie. And, you know, I was meant to be committed to you, but I'm messaging someone else. That was wrong.
Yeah.
Do I see this working out? Maybe not.
Yeah.
The jig is up. There's sometimes, man, when it ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun.
Yeah.
And you just have to put your hands up and go, if I've been caught, let me just leave this shit right here, and this is how we end it.
Yeah.
Let's end it on a good note. If you want to see me as a bad person, it's okay.
Yeah.
But at least I've walked out with dignity and I've told you that, you know, first of all, I'm sorry. I acknowledge that what I did to you is wrong. And, you know, let's just move on with our lives.
Agree.
That's how I would
I agree. And it's so easy for us on the outside to, you know, talk about it like this.
Yeah.
But maybe in that moment, it was genuinely innocent. And he did only see Ellie as a friend and it was just a friendly thing. But because this whole thing blew up and he saw a different side to Lauren that he hadn't seen before.
Yes.
And then the contrast of Lauren and Ellie, and then Ellie's his piece, you know, he kind of I
see what you did
fell into that rather than.
Hey.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I 100% know.
He's like, wow,
I didn't think
Ellie's
about that.
actually really nice. And, you know, with all this shit going on around me, she is someone I can confide in. And then maybe after this whole thing happened, he was like,
let me give it a go.
This is a thing maybe. But maybe during that time when it was happening, it was just a friendly thing.
A friendly thing. You know what? I didn't think about that.
That's what I was trying to explain to before. I was explaining myself properly maybe. But I'm thinking maybe this whole thing was what fast-tracked his feelings and whatever was going on then, whatever connection they had, maybe that fast-tracked it.
Man, I really like that. I really like that you say that because once again, this is what Back to Reality is about. It's just, you know, a difference in perspective. And, you know, these are just things that we should really think about before we look at people in a light where, you know, they're fucked up. But, you know, to be honest.
We're all a bit fucked up. I'm fucked up as shit.
We all are, man. You know what I'm saying? You just don't have the balls to show it on TV.
Exactly.
You know? You know what else now? We had Sarah and Tim.
I know you have a lot of opinions with Sarah. If anyone can see Taku's face right now, it's not impressed. He's holding back some
sucking
feelings.
my teeth. Yeah, Sarah. I do like Sarah though. She's cool. She's actually really cool. But yeah.
Again, I think
Can't do
because
my man like that.
Tim's new relationship got leaked so early on, I've got no opinion on them because I just wasn't as invested in their story.
I know. Yeah, and to be honest, I think after you said that to me, you know, after last week's episode, I was just like, you know what? I'm not really as excited anymore about their journey. You know, we already know how it ends.
You know what though? You know what I really like? They must have got a new editor or something in this season's crew because out of all the people in MAFS this year, Tim's pensives, however, are fucking next level. He will be staring into the abyss and all the voiceovers of Sarah going, "Don't yell at me!" "No, Tim!" Going back and forth, just her voice, and then panning to all the scenes of her not wanting to show her phone.
100.
Their whole journey.
He said he got
They only did it with Tim, but the way that they did it was so good. It really amped up the anxiety ridden feelings that he must have been feeling in that moment.
I think people that could have related, they would have probably seen that as the inner monologue that they have when they're reminiscing on those times.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it's actually so crazy because this is what happens when you watch reality TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it has a way of allowing you to be able to see your life in a different light.
Yeah.
Even Andrea said that too. She was like, I didn't know I was being gaslit up until I saw MAFS.
Yes.
And she was like, damn. So I think reality TV is also just very important to be able to understand how not so fucked up you are versus also how fucked up you might be, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, man, Tim's
Pensives.
pensives
Yeah.
were very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, because I think he was also probably fighting himself as well too.
Oh, the inner battle you can see. Like that scene when Eden and Jaden confronted him and Sarah at the dinner party.
Yes.
He was just sitting there like zoned out,
Nothing at all.
completely dissociated.
Yes.
And obviously the show had to paint the scene of what was actually going on in his head, which was exactly how I would imagine it playing out. They did a good job with that.
Nah, they really did. And I'm just like, you know, they really just have got a way of evoking emotion, man. You know what I
They
mean?
really do.
Like
The sounds, the
ringing
sound
and everything.
effects.
It's beautiful, man. You know, and I think, in Tim's case, man, I'll say it, I've said it in the last episode, I'll say it again this time. You know, it's something that happens when you've been double-crossed like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You really start to understand how the universe works. And I feel like there's a lot to do with... Cat Williams said something so interesting. He was like, he sees the universe having a deposit and withdrawal effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a transactional thing.
Yep.
What you put in
Yep.
is what you get out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it was probably at a time when he was kind of conflicting in his ex doing what he did versus what he should have done
Yes. Yep.
versus him going through the exact same thing
with
and
a
what he
different
should
face. Yeah,
Crazy, right?
true.
Yeah. So that's why I was so sensitive about my man Tim.
Yeah, I do have a soft spot for him.
Yeah. I hope he's happy.
I hope so too. But I mean, he looks happy with his new girlfriend, Barbara. So
Absolutely, man. Oh my God, man. Yeah, we had a lot to touch on. And then we also have Jade and Ridge. Okay.
Jade and Ridge, what can I even say about
Stuff from the
them?
final vows.
I feel like, their final vows was really heartwarming.
Yeah.
It seemed genuine. And I don't know, I still feel like from the outsider, it looked to me as if Jade is more into Ridge than Ridge is into Jade. Just
okay.
as an outsider perspective.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jade also has a lot riding
Yeah.
on her as well.
I think
She's
so.
got V to think about. You know, she's been burnt so many times before.
Yeah, absolutely. The scene that was very powerful for me was when they showed Jade's mom.
Yeah.
I think she's got some South African in them.
Yeah.
She's South African, right?
Because I was wondering what that accent was.
Yeah. I think in that scene when she's at home and she's talking about Ridge and she's like, oh my God, like, I can really start to see this mature side coming out in him, blah, blah, blah. Mom, poker face, bruv. She's seen it before. This is when I'm our parents feel everything that we feel,
Yeah.
And the craziest thing is, right, we've got another saying that said something along the lines of, word from the wise is sufficient. They've been through this walk so many times.
So many times.
And the way that she just kept quiet and was like, I think give it some time, really ask him what it is he wants right now.
Yeah.
Is that aligning with what you want?
Yeah.
Because I initially had a weird feeling that I think she brought, I don't want to be one to tell you how to do your relationship, but I thought maybe if I was a mom's, I wouldn't be bringing someone that I just made on an experiment that early on and introducing them to my daughter.
Really?
That's just me. That's just me.
Yep. I get what you mean, though. That's been a big lesson that I've personally learned this year is you have to earn a place in my life.
Yes.
It's a privilege to be a part of Selina's circle.
Come on
Taku's
now.
circle, Hannah's circle, our producer. Like...
Absolutely.
And I think, when you have not just yourself but a child to think about, you need to be even more protective of your energy and your circle.
Absolutely. You have to earn the right to sit at the table.
Yeah. I had to learn that the really hard way with MAFS, and I'm grateful with that journey and what it taught me, because a saying that really resonated with me that hit home with Jade and Ridge is, you can tell how much a woman loves herself by the man she chooses to have beside her.
Damn, that's a
I'm going
bar.
to repeat that again.
People in the back. Come on. What was that again?
You can tell how much a woman loves herself by the choice of man she has by her side.
That's amazing. Wow.
Right?
And
So I definitely had no boundaries on the show. I didn't have any self-worth. I thought the way that I was being treated and the absolute bare minimum was,
what you deserved.
yeah.
My God.
But it took heaps of digging to get to that,
Absolutely.
to realise that and go, fuck.
Yeah. And it also took me to see Jade's mom as well, referring back to MAFS, have a cry about it. And she's like, she's been through so much.
So much.
But what I got out of that is, once again, you can force the donkey to the well, but you can't force her to drink. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
You won't learn that lesson, but it will have to come from you and you only. So who knows?
Exactly.
Maybe that's just another thing
Yeah.
that she needs to go through
Yeah.
to have that resiliency. You know what I'm saying? And to
Yeah.
start to build those boundaries and those walls.
Exactly.
To make sure that you only lower them, but for the right person, right?
Exactly.
Because now
So
there's some
true.
press coming out. What they
I
saying?
know that he's cheated on her multiple times after the show. They've been on again, off again. They've booked holidays. They've gone for house inspections. And during all those times, he's cheated on her with his exes. Apparently, he's gotten 2 girls pregnant at the same time. I'm like, Rich,
this fucking real life?
bruh.
This ain't real life, bro.
It doesn't sound like it. But apparently, this is what's been happening.
Because you see what's crazy? Is her intuition initially told her that he wasn't the right guy.
I know. Always
remember
listen
that?
to your gut.
Yeah, remember that? Like one of the first time when she was like, the maturity level is something that I'm very
Concerned about.
Yeah, reserved about.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember what I think it was maybe like Steve Harvey like that was saying like on one of these like Ask Steve that was just saying, don't ever overlook the little things.
Yeah.
Because very soon those little things will turn into big things, but only because you haven't resolved them in the first place.
Exactly.
A tree only grows as big as you want it to fucking let it grow. You get me?
Yep.
If you keep watering that son bitch, it's gonna get to a point where you can't get rid of it.
True.
So I genuinely do feel like she was kind of I think we all have that as well too. Like not just I think we all have that.
Yep.
Everybody's got like that niggling thing that you should sort out with right now
Yeah.
before it gets crazy, but
Exactly.
it's too late.
I know. And like what Oprah Winfrey always says, if someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them.
That's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful
But again,
one.
this must, I don't know, I hope it works out. But if these cheating allegations are true, like girl, Jade,
Run, my sister.
you deserve so much more. And you are also a mother. I don't want to tell you what to do, but you're a role model to her as well.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
man.
I think with my journey and what I had to deal with in therapy, I only had such low self-esteem and low self-worth because I didn't have role models to look up to. My household growing up was so toxic
Yeah.
that I didn't know that dynamic push and pull, that's not healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And once that trust is broken within a relationship,
Yeah.
it's almost impossible
Wow, that's so
to
profound.
mend that,
That's very profound.
you know?
I probably would like to end this one on here because I had a coffee with this guy. I've got this weird thing right that I do or that I used to do where when I was working at the kiosk, right, at Diggy's in Wollongong, guys. If you guys ever want to go down there for a nice little coffee on Sunday, you know what I'm saying? I'm always there. I'll whip you up a little something.
Jeez.
Yeah. I know. Man, that's a plug. I gotta get paid for that. And anyway, like I always used to do this thing where, like I would always develop a very interesting connection with the customers, right? And funny enough, a lot of it was with older gentlemen. You know what I'm saying?
Love
And
that.
I would just always ask, like, what sort of life advice would you give your 6-year-old self? This one guy, his name is Rob. He was like, let's go for coffee. I'd love to talk about it over coffee. This is not a small discussion. He gave me 3 things that make who you are, and you need to be either responsible or a victim to those things. Either or, time and choice is given to all, right?
Yeah.
To work with these 3 things. He said
Yep.
that nature, nurture, and circumstance are 3 things that can be in your control.
Yeah. So
And you can either be a victim
true.
or you can be responsible of those things. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And I think with everything that we've seen with MAFS and just in our life and and just things that just happen like in our relationships, etc. It's all been comprised of those 3 things. Like how
Yeah.
we're brought up, the nature of our environment,
Yep.
and our circumstance as well too.
So
You know what I mean?
true. Yep.
So I think maybe right now, like my message would probably be for those people that are going into reality TV in the next season for MAFS is be responsible and own your shit. I think it's just very important, man, for you to be able to know that where you come from,
Yep.
it has been tough, but you're getting into an experiment with somebody. You need to be responsible for those things. And we've seen that with Tim and Lucinda as well too. And
Yeah.
he's a little bit older as well too, so I probably can't have, a position to give him advice. But I think if you guys are thinking about going onto reality TV, that's something to be able to consider. And we can actually see who you are at the core, and that's where you shine the most.
But I think that's also as viewers, right? Let's not be so judgmental on these people.
I think so.
Like I personally like watching shows like Married at First Sight because I love seeing like human psychology and behaviors and how people treat each other and how if you throw these people into certain circumstances, this is how they behave.
Most definitely.
Isn't that fascinating?
It is, because that's the only way that we can live really is through relatability, right?
Exactly.
We relate.
So let's not be so harsh on certain people and
Most
their
definitely,
relationships and their choices. Let's just remember it's a show. I'm
We're
sure
only
if they
human.
had cameras following you around all day,
You'd be just as
we'd
fucked
be
up.
seeing some shit.
Yeah, some skeletons, man. Listen, that was a nice way to end it up, man.
Yep.
We're excited for the reunion. I hope you guys are going to
Yes.
be tuned in as well, too. We're keen, man. We can't
And
wait.
guys, if you want us to have anyone in particular on the pod, let us know. And rate us, like us.
Come on now. If we're on
It's the
YouTube,
only
we'll say
way that
subscribe.
we know that, you guys are actually listening and like this podcast.
Most definitely. Absolutely.
We're like so grateful for all the
All the
love and support.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
We love you guys.
Appreciate you guys, man. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Reality.